My name is Peter and I live in Tamworth. I started playing in rock bands many years ago. I started as a bass guitar player, but now I play lead and rhythm guitar. I started playing lead guitar when I was 15 years old. What happened was my dad wanted to play guitar, bought himself a Spanish guitar and a book, tried to learn, but he couldn't get his stubby little digits around the fretboard because he's quite a chunky chap, he was, our dad. But while my parents weren't looking, I would sneak into the room where the guitar was kept and taught myself to play the guitar. My mother caught me playing the guitar one day, and being she was a teacher, she had contacts within the teaching industry, got me lessons in playing the guitar, starting off playing classical, and the rest started from there, really. So my favourite music artist of all time has got to be the band 10cc. Now the most underrated supergroup, in my opinion, that has ever existed. I mean, they comprise Graham Gouldman, they comprise a songwriter of global fame, writing songs for the Yardbirds, the Hollies, etc. You've got Eric Stewart, who was at the height of the 60s boom in English rock as the frontman for the Mindbenders. You had Lol Creme, Kevin Godley, who as two art school graduates added a creativity to the band that's second to none, enabled them to produce a back catalogue of varied excellence that few bands have ever equalled, in my opinion. I'd say my favourite song of all time is actually Innuendo by Queen. It's a 6-minute song that is just full of emotion, and the music follows that emotion really well in a really varied and polished fashion. You've got rock guitar in there, you've got flamenco, keyboards, drums, superb vocals, harmonies. It's got it all. I think that song's spellbinding. Well, so my favourite song to play on guitar at the moment with One Eyed Dog is, well, I'd say two actually. I thoroughly enjoy playing Rosalie because it's got everything. It's got a kick-ass riff, it's got a solo, it's got a dual lead solo, it's got a middle eight breakdown. It's the whole package, and it's just foot tapping rock and roll. But I do also like playing Comfortably Numb as well. In particular, the second solo, I feel, I don't know, it is intuitive. I feel an affinity to it. Musical inspiration has probably started with the first rock band that I liked when I was at primary school, which is The Sweet. And it kind of moved through the likes of 10cc, Thin Lizzy, Queen, Thunder, Foo Fighters, but probably the biggest influence came from my guitar teacher, who, when I told him I wanted to stop learning to play classical guitar and play rock guitar, I said, right, go out by yourself, John Mayall's Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton, get that album and learn it. And he's absolutely right. That album is blues-based rock and roll 101. I'd actually say I'm quite fortunate in that every band that I've been with, there has been a standout gig that has really knocked my socks off. But if I was to name one that sprung into my mind straight away, it was probably with the band Fully Loaded, and it was actually at the Wheatsheaf in Atherstone. We played that gig, and it was one of those gigs where the planets just aligned, and everything was received really well. Crowd went mental. At the end of the gig, they just would not stop cheering, to the extent that we stood there stunned, looked at each other and thinking, what on earth just happened? Absolutely electric gig. Well, what I'm looking forward to most about being with One Eyed Dog, I would say, is playing music that I really like to a hopefully appreciative audience. I mean, look, let's face it, at the end of the day, how many people get to go out with their mates, sent attention all night, have a laugh, and come back with more money than you went with? What's not to like? Last time I saw One Eyed Dog live was actually at Em's wedding. And if I'm honest, what really stood out to me was, I can quite honestly say I've never seen anyone in a wedding dress and a leather jacket and DMs behind a keyboard and guitar. Rock and roll.